Hey, welcome to Superhuman Customs. I'm Steven Human, and today we have something different for our custom action figures. Now, this week, Overwatch ended, the original Overwatch. It went away, and Overwatch 2 came in. There's a lot of controversy about it. A lot of people are unhappy. I enjoyed Overwatch a great deal. I didn't get as into it as a lot of other people. I played it and really got a kick out of it. But what I liked most were the figures. They had some really awesome action figures, and even though I didn't get huge into the game, I thought that the characters were amazing. And when I saw the toys, I was like, well, I want to have them. Well, I was able to find these guys for basically $5 a piece, and in some cases, $2.50 a piece. So I got them for practically nothing. It was this great hunt in 2020 with me and my boys, and we were able to find all of these guys for super cheap. So what we're gonna do today is we're gonna do one massive custom. We're gonna customize every single one of these guys, and we're just gonna do some detail work. We're gonna add some silver and some chrome where they've got rivets and things just to make them so that they stand out a little bit more on the shelf, that they look a little cool. We're gonna add some mud in some places, just real quick, but we're gonna do all of them. So we better get going right now. These are the paints we're gonna be using. Our standard silver metallic and matte black, and some of the mud textures. Let's go ahead and start with Farah here. Now all we're doing is going through, I'm gonna hit some of these areas that have just like little rivets and things. That's it. That's all I'm gonna do. I'm gonna use black when I feel necessary. I'm gonna use silver, and this isn't necessarily character accurate. I am just doing stuff that I think looks cool. So that is it. That is as simple as this process is going to get, and I'm thinking it's gonna look pretty darn cool. Diva next. Just gonna hit some of these little buckle areas here. Remember, these little details just help sell a figure. And it's fun to go through and just make it your own. Say, hey, this is what I like about it. Nothing too crazy. I'm gonna hit these ones on her side here. On Tracer, I'm just gonna hit some of these buckles. She's got some buckles here. Yeah, I mean, some of them don't need much. Like maybe do a little bit on one of the guns here and stuff if you want, just to make the accessory stand out. Hit some of these circle areas. Sombra already has a lot of silver, so let's just hit some of these areas with black. Mccree is going to get a little bit more than everybody else's because I'm gonna do black and silver, and we're gonna do some mud on him. So he is gonna get a little bit extra time. He's got this cool cybernetic arm. I'm gonna blacken in some spots. I'm gonna silver in some spots, and then we're gonna muddy him up. So let's just go to town here. Again, just adding some of these different colors makes certain things stand out, makes them look just that much cooler. And so I'm just gonna kind of pick some random spots on him for the silver on this arm. Mccree is a classic Western character, and thus he needs some mud. Now remember, this mud texture works best on characters who should be muddy. It tends to look the best, so I think Mccree is going to look excellent with some mud texture on him. Lucio's turn. Now I'm going to hit these rivets. Just going to give him a little wipe with my finger, and look, it just stays right in the hole. That's what we're looking at. Do the same thing up here with these ones on his belt. Wipe. And oh, very nice. You just got those little rivets now that are silver. Let's find a couple more. And I'm gonna hit here on his little gun as well. Right here into some of these spots. Again, just make things stand out. Make them look cool. That's the whole point of all of this. Soldier 76, my favorite character because he's older and I'm older. And so it's nice to have older characters who are badasses in video games, because oftentimes that is not the case. So let's make him look even more badass with just a little bit of detail here and there. I was like when they put out the dance moves and Soldier 76 was like, you know, dad dancing. It was hilarious. Now I did Genji yesterday, but I want to add just here on his knees a little bit of some silver here. Again, he's a cyborg. Want him to look a little bit more cyborgy. Reyes, everybody's favorite bad guy or pre-bad guy. Just gonna do the same thing that I did with Genji is I'm going to hit some of these like knee pads and stuff like that on him. Nothing too crazy, just enough to give him a good look. Reyes, you're going to get muddied now. Reyes has been running through the mud a little bit. Let's get him dirty. This mud texture just adds some niceness. I like it. Zarya's turn. Let's get some of these guys done. Same deal. She's got a lot of silver up top, but not much down here. So let's add these rivets and make them look really, really cool. This is so simple and quick and so much fun. I dinged her up a little bit more, and now we're gonna add some mud because I think that Zarya should be a little muddy. She's a tank, she's trudging through, she's killing people with her giant gun. And I think that of all the people who need to have a little bit of mud, her and like Mccree are definitely the top of the list. I'm gonna put it just in a couple different spots. I'm gonna put it on her hands a little bit, on her belt here. I mean, she looks really good dinged up. And adding some mud is just gonna help, maybe a little bit on her face. With Zarya, I ended up doing a little bit more black on her and dirtying her up. I am gonna do the same thing here with Junkrat. Just gonna add, I'm gonna muddy him up too, but I'm gonna first add just some of the black here and just hit some of these spots just to make him look dirty. Because you can tell in his face, he's a dirty dude. Junkrat's about as dirty as they come, so let's get him muddied up. I'm gonna put it everywhere on this guy. Because Junkrat, he's a junkyard guy. He needs to be dirty. On his turn, just gonna hit some silver in here. As you can see, I'm moving pretty fast. I don't need any of this to be particularly perfect. I want it to highlight. And so I'm not like lost in, like this has to be like some of the other figures that I've done. You know, these are just little highlights, so I can move quick and just add a little bit here and there and have it turn out the way that I want. Last but not least, we've got everybody's favorite, Mercy. Add a little bit of detail here on the wings. Not too much on her because, you know, simplicity is better, but just adding a few of these little things here and there. Again, just make it pop. Now that was a fun little exercise. A lot of the changes were just really subtle, but when you're doing a whole bunch of characters like this, just makes them stand out a little bit more on the shelf. The characters that I put the mud on, I feel turned out the best because it just dirtied them up. Zarya, I think, is my favorite because I really dinged her up. I did the same thing with Lucio a little bit, just on the edges as if he'd, you know, been in battle and some of the paint had been scraped off. I'm really happy with this. I hope you guys are enjoying Overwatch 2. Feel free to comment on what your thoughts are. I haven't had a chance to look at it yet because I've been doing this. But I'm Stephen Human with Superhuman Customs. Remember, I post every week at least once with a new custom, and I'm also an author. So if you guys are interested in reading some really awesome sci-fi thrillers, check out StephenHuman.com, and I will see you guys next time.